You already know what time it is, old man. Heart check, heart check. No, no, no. Boom. My heart. Oh. Get a doctor, get a doctor. Oh. What up, what up, what up? We are back. Who am I? Jersey Street Corner, and this is the Prison Talk Show, people. So let's get into it. I know y'all like, whoa, corner. Where the hell you at? Don't worry, I ain't go nowhere. I just figured I'd get a little bit more room today. I brought y'all out to the red couch, and we just gonna kick it. You know, we just kicking it. Alright, so today's story pretty much is gonna be about heart checks. And I know a lot of y'all probably don't know what a heart check is, or you may do know what it is, but just have heard it under a different name. Heart test, whatever you want to call it. But we're going to get into it, y'all. We're going to get into it because I saw, let's say, a brutal heart check one time that went totally left real quick. Now, every Wednesday we got new inmates in. And I'm not going to lie, y'all. It was entertainment. Now, I know y'all like, entertainment? How the hell could seeing people come into the prison be entertainment? Think about it, people. Every Wednesday, you could look forward to a bunch of guys hitting the bars and saying the most outrageous things, the craziest things to these new inmates, trying to scare them. Whether or not they meant it or not, and some of them did, best believe some of them did. There was plenty of boo bandits in the building. But people will be screaming about all types of crazy things at these new inmates, trying to shake them up before they even enter the pods, whatever pods they're going to go to. And that's another thing, they do that on purpose, y'all. The institutions do that on purpose. They make it like a cat call, like a walk of shame. When you are walking into the prison, you're walking past, most of the time, all of the pods that, you know, one of the pods you're going to end up in. But everybody in the prison sees you walking in. So it's just a matter of time. And everybody like, nah, he coming over here. He coming over here. Nah, she coming over here. She coming over here. And you just cracking up. You know, it's just entertainment anyway. So once a week, you can look forward to guys saying and doing the most on those bars. And when I say doing the most, I've seen some outrageous things that I had to just turn my whole back to. Like, nah, I ain't just see what I just thought I saw. Nah, homie over there bugging. Now, when these guys get into their pods, they let them all get adjusted and, you know, let them get to know where things are and let them get a little comfortable, you could say. So they'll go ahead and somebody be done showed them where, you know, the microwave is and the bathrooms and the laundry room and everything they need to know to maneuver and survive in the pod. Then you might have a guy point out the people he needs to stay away from, this and that. That right there, that's your store guy. You know, if you need some commissary or something like that. But I'm going to tell you right now, homeboy, if you ain't going to be able to get that bread back to him in the time that he asked, don't take that stuff. And, you know, some inmates will feel sorry for you when you first enter a pod. Just because maybe they've been where you've been before and they could tell you a new jack. And they'll say, hey, listen, man, if somebody leaves something on your bed, what you gonna do? And they say, I guess I'm gonna eat it. If they leave it on my bed, I'm just gonna eat it. I mean, I guess it's a gift, right? And the old head be like, nah, young blood. If somebody leaves something on your bed, you immediately go out and scream to the top of your lungs, hey, I ain't playing no type of games. Whoever left this shit, come and get your shit. And I want my fade. Just because you thought I was soft. From the rip. You have to assert yo, gangster. You gotta let these dudes know you ain't to be played with, and you ain't playing no type of games. You wanna owe somebody up in here? Nah, man, nah. I ain't think so. So don't never take something from somebody like that. Somebody leave something on your bed, you leave that shit right there. When they come back for it, you hand it to them. And then you tell them you're gonna hand them an ass whooping right along with it. Simple as that. No games. Heart check. Heart check. What is a heart check? Now, I know it's some of y'all like, dang, they got doctors, like inmates as doctors. They check your heart when you come into prison. No, that's definitely not what it is. Well, let's just get to the story. So, a heart check is pretty much where the new inmates come in, and whether they are affiliated or not, well, I'll tell you, it does make a difference. But normally, whether you're affiliated or not, until you let on of your affiliation, you are due a heart check. What that means is the people on the pod are going to pick representatives from each gang to heart check you. And I know you're like, why each gang? Because the politics demand it. So if a black guy or a white guy or a Spanish guy comes walking in, all the black guys can't jump on the Spanish guy. All the white guys can't jump on the black guy. Or you know what I'm saying? So there is no bias, there is no racist involved. It's simply a heart check to see if you belong amongst everybody in the pod. We don't want no suckers in the pod, period. So the only difference is if you are affiliated with a gang already, then now it's up to that gang to do the same thing. They're going to heart check you, but the gang heart check might be even worse than the regular heart check. Now, you can end up getting 2 heart checks if you don't let on from the rip your gang affiliation. If they have to beat it out you the first time for you to open your mouth and say, yo, I'm with such and such and such. Now, hopefully you telling the truth, because now not only do they have to verify it, but until they verify it, they still gonna heart check you again to make sure you can stand up to the gang violence. So if you are affiliated, young guns, YNs, let it be known as soon as you get to the prison. Unless you find out that your gang is not dominant in that prison and you don't want no parts of it. But you're going to have a long lie to keep if anybody that knows you pops up in that prison and knows you're affiliated and you kept your mouth closed. You didn't let the homies know. That's a big violation. DP. Now, so, you know what? Let me get comfortable real quick. Because I want y'all to hear this. And I got to take this coat. I just got in, y'all. But I had to get y'all this story. Quick tip. Alright, let's go. So, one such action was happening in the prison on a Wednesday. They were having a regular old beatdown session, pretty much, a heart check. And they give you some kind of encouragement. You might have one dude all up in your space, like all up in your grill. Like, what you gonna do? Bumping shoulders, what you gonna do? And then you might have another guy over here on your side in your ear. Fight back, homie. Fight back. They don't even know you. They just want to check your heart. What you gonna do? Now, mind you, I'm gonna give y'all a spoiler. You are gonna get jumped. You're gonna get like 3 or 4 fades and most likely end up getting jumped. And this is just to check your heart. See what the pressure is. What's your temperature? Are you gonna fight back? Are you gonna buck for yours? Are you worthy of hanging out with the people in the pod, or do you need to go to PC and they just wasting the bed on you? Because that's what it is, y'all. They're wasting a bed on a potential soldier, whatever game you decide to click up with, if you decide to. That bunk need to go to that gang number. We can't have no punks in this pod. So, this happened regularly, like I said. And one day, they had a lot of dudes came in the pod. And now you can't just go gang up on all of these dudes at the same time. It would happen individually. They would catch them on the low. And be like, yo, you're going to have to come back to the bathroom. You know what time it is. Heart check. And they would do those rounds and rounds, and normally it would end up fine. You know, nobody would be too hurt, and either you stood up for yours or you didn't. And if you didn't, you seen a couple of cats running out to hit the gate. Simple as that. Now, one time, they heart checked this dude. And when I seen him, he had all gray hair. He had cornrows going back, but they was all gray. And he was like a decent sized dude, maybe 180 or whatever. He wasn't small. But something about him just told me, I was like, yo, I don't know, man. Dude might not could take it, man. Excuse me. He don't look like he with the heart check shit, man. He look like he an old timer. Like he done did a few bids before or something. And he just did something stupid to get back up in here at the wrong time with all these YNs. And well, ain't nobody want to hear that. There's a, yeah, but you know what I mean, if we don't get down with the heart check, if we don't send a representative, they're going to think that, you know, we on some, you know, some soft shit. So, alright, whatever. It is what it is. So, I'm not sure who threw this blows, but they heart checked this old man. And somebody literally heart checked him, y'all. BANG! All up in his chest. All you heard was knock the wind out of old boy. And then he's literally on the floor gasping for air, flipping around like a fish. And people just standing around watching. Ain't nobody running to the gate to go get the guards or nothing because nobody want to get caught. The next thing you know, everybody start dipping off. Choom, choom, choom. Going their separate directions. Don't nobody want to get caught because everybody see what's happening. Dude is choking or something is happening, but he ain't breathing right. So everybody left him there. He just there on the ground by himself. Then finally, a guard finally looks over from down there and sees him gasping for air, rushes in there, calls a code. Next thing you know, lockdown, lockdown, lockdown. Everybody scrambling to their cells. And there was no blood. And, you know, unless it was caught on camera, which I don't think it was because nobody got locked up over this incident. Old boy literally had a heart attack from the heart check, y'all. Yeah. Somebody punched this old man so hard in the chest, his whole heart started over. And I guess it stopped and then started again. Dude had to end up getting a pacemaker, a stent. Yo, he got messed up from that heart check. And he was only in there for, I think, like a 4-month return. He violated his probation or something like that. Not even parole. He violated his probation of his original sentence or whatever it was that he had already did his time for, and he just violated, and he had about 4 months left to do. And he ended up coming in here with some YNs and having a straight up forced heart attack, y'all. Yeah. That was one of the craziest heart checks I ever seen in my life, y'all. And if you don't believe me, well, I don't know what to tell you, but I've seen these things, and I know what I seen. I know what I seen, y'all. Some things I can't mention. That's how diabolical they are. So, if you are on your way to prison, just know You better get that knuckle game up. You better get out there and get them friendly fades in on the block before you hit the real block. Because when you hit the real block, ain't no talking. Alright, young gun. Let's see what you got. And they ain't gonna have no sympathy on you if you're 150 pounds. If you came in here for, especially if you go in there for armed robbery or, something crazy involving a pew pew. They don't respect those at all. Because most of these gangsters, they use their hands. They respect the knife or blade before one of those things. Yeah. Let me talk to you. Let me talk to you. A real gangster don't respect no pow pow. He respect the real knuckle game. A gangster know how to get money, not take money. It's a difference, y'all. Alright, y'all, listen. If you haven't hit the like button yet, please do so immediately. And while you're at it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Subscribe and share the video. Hype the video. And with that, y'all, I'm going to get on up out of here. I am your boy, Jersey Street Corner. This is the Jersey Street Corner Prison Talk Show. And I'm out.